Welcome to the grand conclusion of Forever Horror Month, as we take a frightening, in-depth look at my favorite horror film of all time. Join me as we descend into John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. Sutter Kane is the best-selling horror author whose newest novel is literally driving his readers insane. When he inexplicably vanishes, his publisher sends special investigator John Trent to track him down. Drawn to a town that exists only in Kane's books, Trent crosses the barrier between fact and fiction, where an ancient evil power has begun to twist reality and threatens to consume all of humanity. Now Trent is trapped in a terrifying world of Sutter Kane's horrific imagination, from which there is no escape. So what it is about In the Mouth of Madness that makes it my favorite horror film of all time? Well, it's right there in that premise, that H.P. Lovecraft-inspired, surreal, reality-twisting, grotesque type of story where people are being turned into all these monsters, these Cthulhu-like monsters and everything, told through the eyes of a guy who's always looking for some level of con in everything he deals with. John Trent is this character who's so used to dealing with all these con men and swindlers trying to deceive and manipulate events for their own benefits, that he has to deeply deconstruct every single scenario to find that little piece of truth, that little piece of reality and everything. And now he's stuck in this extremely surreal scenario that Sam Neill does such a great job of grounding that character in his own sense of reality. He's not someone who believes on things at face value. He's extremely skeptical of everything and everyone, that it takes such an amount of convincing to make him believe that this is the actual true reality that is befalling him now. And that's why this film goes into such a insane, twisted mindset for him. It's so very psychological. And you're seeing it all through this very intelligent, very perceptive character to sell every piece of that new, twisted Sutter Kane reality. It's so damn good. I just love Sam Neill in this role. He does such a solid, excellent, sharp job in this great character. And, you know, what really makes this film so great, there's a lot of good performances. You got Carmen playing Linda, who's kind of one of the agents from the publishing house. She does a great job. And you got Charlton Heston as the head of the publishing house. He does a good job in the couple scenes he has. But it really is Jurgen Prochnow as Sutter Kane that just launches this film to the awesome part. That Sutter Kane, inhabited by this actor, great, fantastic actor. I've loved him in every little thing I've seen him in. He does an iconic role as Sutter Kane. I love the Sutter Kane character. There's such a great theatrical performance. There's such a great wide breadth to what he does in this film. He's presented in such a great, ominous, intimidating type of way. And Prochnow is so brilliant in this performance. There's such a engaging, entertaining, charismatic quality to him. But he's still sinister. He's still evil. You still get that scary, trembling feeling from that this guy is becoming more powerful than anything you can imagine. That just the premise alone, like I said, is so riveting to me. It engages me so deeply. This is an amazing, brilliant sort of premise from Michael DeLuca, who also wrote Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, which I actually fucking hate, but that he wrote this film is so amazing to me. I love the quality of work that he put into this script, and getting John Carpenter, the guy to helm this film, was absolutely a brilliant step. The cinematography also fits in that realm of brilliance. That I like that it still feels very John Carpenter, but it's a little more evolved, a little more mature, a little more sophisticated, a little more subtle. That there's still that quality that you can see from other of Carpenter's films, but it's a little more evolved. It's a little different. It's a little more 90s in a very good way. That I like. There's a little bit more evolution there with the cinematography, plus the score too. Because Carpenter used to use a lot of synthesizers, a lot of simple stuff going on in his themes and his scores and everything. This was much more orchestral. It's much more full. It's much more traditional type of thing, collaborating with Jim Lang, and like that opening theme that you heard here. Great rocking tune and everything. It doesn't really set a very horror vibe, but it really, whatever it is, that theme just sets the right sort of aggressive, bombast type of thing that is a little hard to explain. I love that it feels a little more. It still feels kind of fun, but it just feels like you're being launched into this whole freaking mad scenario. and has done this with such great care, just such great execution in every single artistic aspect of this film. There's just so many things, like the K&B effects in this film. K&B effects group hitting it out of the park yet again, envisioning, executing, realizing that kind of H.P. Lovecraft type of twisted human reality where things are going very, very much in that kind of Cthulhu type of realm, that people are being turned into these twisted monsters, and there's all this fantastic, grade A, perfect makeup effects work and creature effects work. So many great things on display in this film. Like I said, cinematography all over the place. It's stunning. It's so spectacular that it feels like Carpenter. Every single thing about this film feels like Carpenter. And it closes out his Apocalypse trilogy that started with The Thing, progressed with Prince of Darkness, and ends right here with this film. He does such a great job with that. It's written all by different people, but it has that kind of great thematic arc that the first film, The Thing, kind of deals with something infiltrating the human body and changing it. And Prince of Darkness is about something evil coming from the other side and infecting our world and changing it into something dark and sinister and mysterious. And In the Mouth of Madness kind of almost combines those two kind of elements, that there's something coming from this greater, darker, ancient beyond that is twisting and distorting people into these amazing, grotesque monsters. That is just such a great thematic trilogy that is completely unintentional, but it just works so perfectly. And especially like with those other two films, Carpenter doesn't just rely on the scary, creepy visuals. He creates a great sense of suspense and tension and atmosphere in this film, that this foreboding, ominous sense that's growing throughout the film, subtly throughout the film. You get a little piece of something building every so often until it becomes much more stronger force in the whole film, as these little surreal moments start to build up and become stronger force as Sutter Kane's power grows. It's so damn well executed, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are big on a lot of other John Carpenter films, and this is kind of the one that doesn't get quite as much recognition and credit as it should be. I think it's like John Carpenter's last wholly excellent film that he did, because a lot of stuff after this really fell off in quality, or was partially good here and there. This is the last great, excellent John Carpenter film that has been made. I would like to see him come back to greatness, maybe like with another Snake Plissken movie, teamed up with Kurt Russell, have that creative force come back and bring that magic back. But in the horror realm, In the Mouth of Madness is it for me. This is the pinnacle, not because it's like the scariest movie I've ever seen or the creepiest movie. I just love the whole premise of this whole thing. It's just so brilliantly crafted, interwoven with every little element, every little the character of Trent in here, seeing everything through his eyes. Like I said, this guy is completely skeptical about everything he deals with and sees, and it's so brilliantly handled with that kind of conduit that you see the film unravel with. And when everything just goes goes past that breaking point, Sam Neill does such a great job as a sort of prophet of doom, because the film opens up doing this as kind of a flashback type of wraparound type of thing. You see him at the beginning of the film after all this stuff has already happened, so you see him as this great prophet of doom. And you got a couple of my favorite character actors, John Glover and David Warner, in that sanitarium and everything. I love those two guys, two of the best character actors that have ever lived, and just great stuff, top to bottom from this film. It is that premise that makes it so good to me, and Carpenter still delivers on the suspense, the tension, the scares, the great visuals, everything, all the horror elements. If you are a fan of H.P. Lovecraft, this is definitely a film you should check out, because this is a great homage to his kind of work, stuff like Shadow of Innsmouth, all that kind of stuff, because obviously I got a book of his stories right here. Definitely, if you love In the Mouth of Madness, check out some H.P. Lovecraft stories. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. This is a fantastic movie, brilliantly crafted, a great imaginative fucking story that takes all the right turns every step of the way, helmed by a great actor in a greatly written role. This is so damn good from top to bottom. I love this film so damn much. I just love it. Every time I sit down and watch it, it's just like, yes, this film delivers for me. Entertainment value, on the scares, on the mood. There's such a great foreboding sense. There's so much awesomeness in the Mouth of Madness. And Carpenter's done so much great work in all these genres. other Carpenter films to check out in the horror genre, definitely check out Christine. I like that film a lot. It's another underrated one. You got The Fog, which I've never seen, but I think has gotten some good reviews. You should definitely go check out The Fog. Give me some feedback on that too. And there's just all this stuff. Prince of Darkness, The Thing, Halloween, of course. There's so much great stuff from John Carpenter. I'm glad to have him as the man who made my favorite horror film of all time, In the Mouth of Madness. Nothing more I can say about this film. I think it's a wonderfully intelligent type of film that doesn't go for anything cheap, anything thin, doesn't go for anything that is not a greatly crafted, substantive, imaginative type of concept. So damn good. I love it to death. Thank you for checking out Forever Horror Month here on the RavensFilm Productions YouTube channel. We don't know if this will return next year, but post some comments below, hit some likes, spread some links around. If you like what you see, spread it around, spread the good word. I need your help to spread all that goodness, all this gain that fan base, so make things so much more worthwhile. You people watching this stuff makes every little thing worthwhile, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for checking out Forever Horror Month. And as always, there will be more Forever Cinematic videos as new films are released. So take care, bye-bye, and happy Halloween.